you don't grow and do anything without having a challenge. Every obstacle is a new opportunity, right? Like you are going to, if you're going into a trade, if you're going into this, if you're starting your own business, you're going to run into obstacles. But if you let them stop you, then you're done.
Hi, I'm AJ, the host of Shake Hands, Take Names. Lee Weir, a serial entrepreneur, a problem solver, and a Red Seal skill trades professional from Pugwash, Nova Scotia, is here on Shake Hands, Take Names, sharing his entrepreneurial journey, his predictions about skill trades, and how to use networking to get into it. Thank you very much for being the guest on Shake Hands, Take Names. That's the name of the podcast, episode number 6. For the viewers, I have here today Lee Weir, who is an entrepreneur from rural Nova Scotia, all into skill trades, started with the passion in biking, motorbike.
Correct. Yeah, motorcycles.
Motorcycles, and then expanded into manufactured housing. That's another new passion of Lee here. Today we're here getting some words of wisdom from Lee, and it's going to be an interesting conversation. So Lee, how are you feeling today?
Pretty tired today.
Pretty tired?
Yeah.
And cranky?
No, not too cranky, just tired today. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So here's the first question. When you started exploring getting your own workshop, what gaps in skill trades did you feel the most when you were scaling? Mechanical, carpentry, fabrication, or even in motorbike space? How did you address them?
I think in all the trades that were involved in the motorcycle, the mechanics, the carpentry, every skill trade was a challenge. To say we figured out how to address them, we still haven't, because it's still a growing issue. The biggest thing is trying to get out there and trying to find people that want to learn in the trades that we need them to learn in, and that. So it's still a growing issue with all the trades that we require, because we're still growing.
What motivated you to start Crossroads? Just this workshop, this cool little heaven behind you.
The Crossroads part of it, the motorcycle, was my passion. It was my love. It's what I enjoyed doing my whole life. It's, if you get up every day and go to work and you're doing what you like, you're not going to work. So this front side of the store and the original part of Crossroads was my passion and my dream. So that's what started this off going. And then it just keeps growing into other divisions and other sides of it.
And it happened 20 years ago.
That was 20 years ago. Yeah.
And why Pugwash? What's the magic in Pugwash?
Plain and simple, the reason for Pugwash was the building that we're sitting in was available. We had 2 companies that were growing rapidly at the same time and in 2 different locations. And Pugwash had a wonderful building that was sitting for a while abandoned that was able to house us. So everyone asked why Pugwash, and the short version is because the real estate that was here and available at the time while we were growing.
I like the honesty.
Yeah.
No fluff in there.
No, there's
no sugar-coated answer. That's a great question. And when you expanded and brought your dream into life with Crossroads Cycle, when was the idea of manufactured housing came into your mind? When did that idea came into your mind?
The housing side of it, we were originally manufacturing secondary structures like sheds. And during COVID and the housing crisis, a lot of people kept approaching us and wanting to make them habitable. And they're not, they're sheds. So as more people approached us with the housing demand, and we could see it ourselves that there was a shortage and a demand for housing. So then we started looking into, the craze was tiny homes at the time but that was a high price niche market that wasn't what we were looking to get into, because we were trying to set out affordable housing. So the housing side of it kind of grew into the shed side of it, turning into a housing manufacturing company as well.
And you didn't know anything about it, and now I could say you're a subject matter expert.
I'm a motorcycle mechanic. I knew nothing, and it still raises a lot of questions with people when they come in and they're, we're building 60, 70 homes a year. Well, actually, it's going to go up this year. It is gone up this year, and now people are coming and going, yeah, I'm not a background carpenter. I'm not a professional in that there frame. It's, yeah, so.
And you were not hesitant to take it on, even though you were a motorcycle mechanic by occupation. You didn't hesitate to take it on and make the best out of it.
No, it's the same thing when we're hiring somebody. Like I had the passion and I had the want to learn it. So, and it's the same thing when we're hiring people. If you have the passion and want, you can learn and do anything. So,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to learn how to do it. I was intrigued by it. I was interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I knew I could do it because I wanted to do it. And that. So, yeah, we took it on, and we're still learning pieces of it every day. But
Would would you say those doubts and those questions and those hesitant points from the people that were coming up and asking you questions about your mechanic, how are you in housing trade, that fueled you? Would you say that fueled?
part of it's stubbornness. I'm definitely on that side of it. So, yeah, the more people doubt somebody, I think anyone, it also makes them want to succeed even more. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I'd say it definitely
So
drove us to do.
it's good that they
Yeah,
had.
it's definitely not a bad thing that you're motivated that way. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. And how big is the team? How big is the team?
Currently, under all the companies that we have going, we're running about 92 employees.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And most of them are inclined towards skilled trades.
There, yes. Yeah.
Wow. If you were 20 years old today and wanted to break into trades or start a small trades-based business, what would you do in the first 12 months?
In the first 12 months, probably pull my hair out, because there is no easy way to get into anything. And it doesn't matter what trade, what skill it is. In the first 12 months, you're going to struggle. You're going to. So to say I want to go back to the 20s and try it all over again, um, it'd be ideal to say that there's somebody that's going to hold your hand and help you figure it out, but there's not. So to say what you'd want to do in the first 12 months, it's going to be a long, long process to get it
Mm-hmm.
figured out.
Mm-hmm.
And basically sit down and figure out what your passion is, and
Mm-hmm.
grab a hold of that and go with that,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only thing that's going to get you through the first 12 months. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to quote you what you just said a few minutes ago. It'll be ideal if someone's going to hold your hand and help you figure that out. But in most cases, it's not the
It's
case.
not the case. No.
But if we look at your story, you're helping a lot of young people, young nation builders in the room. Just the person that we were engaging with before, he's one of the fellas who's got your mentorship and guidance so that he can help figure out his own stuff. So there are people like that, like yourself. Would you say so?
There is. If you're a young person starting out and you can find something that's already in the path that you want to go in life, and you can get them to share some of the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
that they've already gone through and the challenges they've already learned from, then definitely grab a hold of them and try to absorb any information and take advantage of any information they'll pass on to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of a hard argument. Most 20-year-olds don't want to listen to anyone older. They think they already know it all,
Mm-hmm.
and that so they don't want to take the guidance and that. So I would say that if I was 20 again, I'd want to smack myself in the head and say, listen to the people around you,
Mm-hmm.
because they've already figured a lot of it
Yep.
out. So
Yep.
and that because a lot of times 20-year-old people in general, they don't want to take the guidance and
Mm-hmm.
the mentorship from somebody because they think they already know more than what they do. But
Mm-hmm.
we've gone if somebody's already gone down that path and made the mistakes and learned from it, take the knowledge they have and grow
Mm-hmm.
with that there. So yeah.
So, in a hypothetical scenario, I remember last time I was in your shop and you said if I wanted to get into skill trades, you would get me working today, right?
Yep.
So I'm 20 years old
Yeah.
and I can give you my commitment. If you were to sign me on, I'll listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what do you see that needs to be there in a person when you're looking for them to be a part of your team?
In a person, what you need is just for them to have the interest and the want to learn. We can teach anything, or anyone can be taught anything as long as they want to learn it. If they don't have an interest in learning and want to learn it, then it's going to be an uphill battle on that.
Mhm.
So anyone that we try to bring on, or anyone that we do bring on, we want them to have
The drive.
the want and the want to learn, right?
Okay.
Even students now going to school and go into that, we talk to different education sides of it, and if a student goes to school and doesn't want to learn what they're there for, then they're not going to get the most out of their time there either. So
Mhm.
you have to have the want.
Mhm. So when we were discussing about people holding your hand and people giving you mentorship, people giving you guidance, when you were in the early phases of your career, were there people like that in your life that gave you words of wisdom, guidance?
There was definitely, I've got words of wisdom and guidance from people that were around me my whole life. Did I realize some of the wisdom and at the time? No, I sit back now and go, if I had to listen to that then, it would have saved me a lot. Because again, when you're back in your 20s, sometimes you don't want to listen
Mhm.
to the wisdom and the guidance. So even though I did absorb some of what people told me, there was still, turned an eye to and said, "No, I know better." But that's your 20-year-old dad.
Yep.
Sometimes that comes out in people. So, but
Mm.
yeah, going through what I've gone through, there's definitely, and we still surround ourselves with people that I still try to keep people around that we can take guidance from, right?
Mm.
So,
Wow, at this point in your life and the career, you're still open to getting mentorship and
oh,
guidance.
we have to, yeah,
Mm.
every day. Like, there's not a day that we open these doors here that we're not taking information from someone else and using it to help us grow, because
Wow.
you have to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's gonna lead me to my next question. You sort of dabbled a little bit into this before, but what do young workers misunderstand about trades that holds them back from entering or staying in it? What do they misunderstand about it?
Right now, what I find in a lot of the young workers, and I don't know if it's a misunderstanding or that, a lot of our younger generation now that we seem to be coming across in the workforce, um, they're scared of work. They're scared of putting in time. And it's a bad thing to say, but a lot of them want to start. They want to already be the best
Mm-hmm.
mechanic, the best plumber, the best carpenter, the best this, and they forget the fact that in order to become there, you have to put the time and that into it.
Mm-hmm.
So we seem to be noticing more the last few years that a lot of the younger generations are scared to put the time in, scared to go to school, scared to put it. They want to automatically just start off at the top. It seems to
Mm-hmm.
be a very concerning but growing situation.
Okay. And would you say when we look at the path into skill trades, there's direct entry, and then there's you could go to NSCC in some of the trades and get your education that way. Which one do you think is a bit more valuable?
For me, I think it's more about if you can find somebody that you can mentor and grab that knowledge from. I think the direct entry going that way because you have one-on-one and that actual
Hands on, you know?
hands-on grasp of it.
Mm-hmm.
The school situation in NSCC is the right place for the right person,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of times people that are going into the trades, they don't do well in that environment.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
to say that the trades are better off going to school, it's a statistic. It's natural that most trades people don't thrive well in a school environment. It's more hands-on that you learn. I always say out back that, and we have different people that come into our workforce from different avenues, and a lot of times they can learn more here in 2 weeks than they can
Hmm.
in a school situation because it's we put them one-on-one with someone that has the knowledge already to pass on to somebody. So
Wow.
yeah.
And would you suggest that it's when a person acquires their red seal, it is worth going that route? It is worth to invest 4 years into getting a red seal in any.
No.
Oh
No.
wow.
And this is kind of I don't know what answer we want, but no. The Red Seal and the whole trades program and that, from my experience going through it now, does it have some merit? Yes, it does. But if you're going out right now with the shortage of workers and skill set people out there,
Mm,
if somebody's hiring a carpenter to come in and do their job and do this right now, they're basing it off previous experience, knowledge, word of mouth from somebody else. I think if we did a survey and asked how many Red Seal tradesperson were asked to produce their certificate saying that they were Red Seal, I would be surprised if anyone's had to produce it
okay.
getting a job. It goes based on skill set and experience.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 years is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The timeline to get it and the requirements around it, like to go through some of the apprenticeship programs and the one-on-one time and the hours into it. A lot of people don't have the time to put into it, to go away, to go, if you're doing it going through the school thing, to go away to school to become it. If we use motorcycle mechanics, for example, right now, I don't even know where they're doing the school now because I keep moving it around. But it was in Lunenburg, it was in Sydney. So you're moving it to remote areas where work's not easily done for part-time
Mm-hmm.
jobs, so you can fund school.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get out, you have to apprentice
Mm-hmm.
under a Red Seal mechanic. Well,
Mm-hmm.
find me a Red Seal motorcycle mechanic in Nova Scotia that's taking on apprentice, that
Mm-hmm.
then you have to move to that location to do it.
Yep.
So just in that there trade there, we'll say there's a hole in it
So
because
there's a lot of red tape.
and there's red tape and not an easy path for somebody to get in to do that their trade. So if it's not an easy, we are people, we take the path of least resistance.
Absolutely no, and
Yeah.
it's good. It's good insights. That being said, I also want to make the audience aware that you do have apprentices, you do have Red Seal on hand, if I'm correct,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we do, and we do have our apprentices. We do have Red Seal in hand, and we do still go down through that there. But is it again? Is do I see some challenges in
Hmm.
obstacles in that their way? Yeah,
Hmm.
there
Absolutely.
definitely is.
So would you say that you have about 10 apprentices at the moment or
I'd
so?
have to go through. I'd say for
Just a
apprentice,
ballpark
yes,
idea.
but yeah, about,
Mm.
yeah,
So that's not to say that you're completely shutting the door on that pathway. It's just because of the red tape, it's inconvenient for a business to 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 actually go through the certification and upskill their employees
yeah.
to get the.
It's not even for the business side of it. It's for the people involved as well. Like, each one has regulations on how many you can put with each, and then timelines that they have to do, and people learn and people teach at different levels. So you
Mhm.
can have a Red Seal electrician that's capable of training and teaching and mentoring 4 or 5, 6 people under them, but the regulations reduce the amount that they can have under them, and then they can only pull on that. It's a bottleneck.
Yeah,
It's
so
a bottleneck.
we
That's
we when we had a brief conversation with the leadership team at Labor Skills and Immigration, we did highlight that the bottleneck is creating a problem for businesses to take on new apprentices
yeah,
because their Red Seal guys can only take so many apprentices at the time because of
right.
the obligation.
Yeah,
So it was highlighted, but it's going to be even better when they hear it from the business owner firsthand.
yeah.
So that's a great answer response to my question. That's going to lead us into the next question. How do you evaluate whether someone is worth investing in as an apprentice or an employee? What signal matters the most? I guess you kind of answered that.
Yeah, it's back to what we said. It's they have to have ambition, want, and the want to learn. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't put that, you can't teach that. You can't make somebody want to do better in life or thrive or grow themselves. Like, we have individuals. I have young guys out back working right now. Their end goal is to be self-employed and have their own construction company,
Mm-hmm.
and we know that, so we're helping them. And you can't doubt them for that or hold it as a negative, because they have drive and motivation
Mm-hmm.
to be self-employed, so you help them get there.
So
uh,
even though you know that you're investing them in them and you're upskilling them, and one day they're gonna end up starting their own company, and you'll have to look for another employee, you're still helping them get to where they want.
yep, because they're helping me at the same time and us get to where we want, so it's a
Mm-hmm.
trade-off.
Mm-hmm.
They're using me and I'm using them. For
Absolutely.
we're trading knowledge. They're giving us their ambition and their want to learn, and while they're doing it, they're giving us skilled work that's
Absolutely.
coming out of it. So at the end, we're both coming ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. It's a mutually beneficial
right,
relationship.
yeah.
Um, okay. Now this is in terms of when you got into manufactured housing. What specific relationships or introductions or connection directly led you into the manufactured housing space of your business? Was there any specific moment or specific relationship that kind of forced you to thought that you could be doing what you're doing today?
The, I don't know about any specific relationship. One of our first orders kind of solidified the fact that there was a demand for it, because a local business, Oxford Frozen Foods, came in and said, "Hey, you're going to build houses. We'll buy a bunch
Mm-hmm.
for a workforce." So that relationship there secured the fact that, hey, we knew there was a demand. We had already started in that space
Mm-hmm.
doing it, but it was kind of, we didn't know what the demand actually did.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden they came in and said, "Hey, yeah, we'll place an order for it." So that's reassured us that there was more demand than even what we had thought
Wow.
at the time. So
So let's get into that story a little bit. So that means you had someone who you had a great relationship with at Oxford Frozen Foods, and that kind of solidified your thought process on getting into manufactured housing. That takes relationship building, I'm
yep,
assuming, because you have to prove your credibility.
yep, yeah. No, it took relationship building, and that, like, basically, well, anything you're building a relationship, anything you're selling yourself and your company to them, and that, or and not in a partnership that that.
Hmm. So
mm,
was it a previous friend? Was it someone that just came across your work? Was.
just came across her work. So we had started to get into the manufacturing housing, but we weren't, and we still don't push and market it, that side of the business, because we couldn't keep up to the demand if we did. So they had just got word that we were in that space and getting into it. So then after a few meetings, they came back and
They wow.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Question number 7. When you were starting out, who opened the most important doors for you? Like starting out as a business owner, this is 20 years ago. And how did you put yourself in a position to receive those opportunities?
I, I I'm not sure which doors easily got open. Going back for the 20 years that we've been doing it, I don't know which doors easily got open.
So
I
that
don't.
wasn't it was never easy.
There was. I don't think there's. And I don't. If anyone that has their own business and self-employed and has employees can come back and tell me what was easy along the way,
Mm,
I'd love to hear it, because there's been, honestly, there's no easy doors to open. You have to open them. Like
absolutely.
you have to open them, and you have to take with whatever's on the other side and do with it
Mm.
what you want. Like
So would you say that it's important to have self-confidence to do it? If there's no self-drive, the doors won't open for
if
you.
there's no self-drive, even if the door is open, you're not going to go through the door, right? So you
Mm,
have to have the self-drive, the self-motivation.
mm,
Yes, there's been doors, we work with people all the time, and that to get where we are here today, and that, but it's you have to be the one to do the work what's on the other side of that there door. So to
mm,
say that there was a door that opened it up and made it easy, I can't think of one right off the
mm.
top, because
Every door's hard.
every door's been hard.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just you have to have the drive to open it.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like to me.
Yeah.
Okay. For someone who's young, who wants to enter into trades but has no contacts, and no idea, what's the simplest networking strategy that actually works in rural Nova Scotia?
In rural Nova Scotia, luckily in rural Nova Scotia, it's a small enough environment that if you have an interest in becoming a carpenter, electrician, a plumber, a mechanic, that you can knock on somebody's door, because everyone knows everyone in some sense. So if you are young and starting out in that and you don't have a contact, drive up and down the road and
Mhm.
find one. Like stop
Absolutely.
at a job site, meet somebody, go and find somebody that you can share a common interest with, and ask them if they'll
Mhm.
teach you, right?
And in a hypothetical situation, if one of the viewers of this podcast was to listen to you and be inspired to you, and if they were to knock on your door for some words of wisdom, would you be open to giving them some nuggets about their next steps?
Oh yeah, yeah. We, like I said, we'll share any of our knowledge with anyone
Mm-hmm.
that to help anyone succeed in their future.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we have workers here. We know long term that what their goal is, and we don't, like, you still share with them. You don't hold back, because you don't want to limit somebody else's growth.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody knocks on our door, comes in and wants to know something, and we share it with them, hopefully down the road the knowledge that we shared with them saves them time, so they can gain new knowledge, and they may share it with us later on.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll share anything with anyone.
Hmm. Is there any new projects that you would like to highlight? Is there any new innovation that you're doing? Because this is going to be out in the market.
Right now, we have a few new things that we're working on. Most of them are kind of still in a very which direction, like the whole path and direction of what we're going to do next. There's nothing we want to highlight yet, but there is some changes and
Mm-hmm.
growth that we're looking at doing now.
Absolutely.
Um,
And you said that you're pumping out about, would it be safe to say 2 weeks or 2 houses a week? You're pumping
uh,
out 2 houses a week at this point?
on our floor right now, we've got 8 that we're putting out a month. So yeah,
8 a month.
yeah.
Wow.
And then yeah, on the housing manufacturing side of it, and then we still have our shed line as well
Mm-hmm.
running at the same time.
Wow. So what do you think the future is going to be looking like for skilled trades in the next 5 years?
Skilled trades are going to be a challenge. It's not growing, whether it's in the housing side or in any side. The demand is growing faster than we can get people into it.
Mm-hmm.
So the skilled trades is going to continue to be a problem,
Mm-hmm.
as we keep trying, and society keeps trying to find easier ways to eliminate the skilled trades. But when it comes down to it, you still have to have them. So for the next 5 years, there's definitely going to be some massive holes that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're going to get filled.
Yeah, this is from a business perspective, but if you were to answer the same question from a person getting into skilled trades now, is there money to be made?
There definitely is. The demand's there. The demand's there. The jobs are there. There's no shortage of work if you have any type of skill trade. There's
Mhm.
it's going to keep growing. It's not slowing down. You can see that anywhere. And
What would you say for the people who say automation's going to take people's jobs? Automation's going to take skilled trades workers' job away. Is that true? Do you think from a business's perspective that's a real narrative?
I think it's going to take some jobs and put them into a different space, but then it's going to create new jobs as well that involve skilled trades.
Mm.
Automation still requires somebody to set up the building, set up this, set up that, to
Mm.
make all that there function. So it's not going to replace any. It may change and create new ones, and
Mm.
it will change and create new ones. I think we're so far away from filling the void of skilled trade workers that we have that there'll be nothing that reduces the amount that we need, like no
Mhm.
matter what they do.
Yeah, and are you just serving Nova Scotia at this point? Or
Nope, we do Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and PEI. PEI actually, Nova Scotia and PEI for our housing side are probably our larger
Mhm.
ones. Yeah.
And for motor vehicles, you're exporting as well. Would that be
Oh, on the power sports side, we ship parts all over the world.
all over the
Yeah,
world?
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. The parts side of it here, it's we we ship stuff out every day
Hmm.
to everywhere.
So, what would be one country that you'd like to highlight that you send a lot of parts to? Would it be U.S. or would
Uh,
it be?
the U.S. is probably stronger on the parts side than anywhere. Yes.
And were you
Yeah.
affected by tariffs in any capacity since you?
There is some holdups at the borders, and when all the tariffs came in, it caused some shipping restraints at the borders, timelines, delays. So
Mm.
it has been causing us some issues with getting parts out, because when people buy them, they don't care if the part's sitting on at the border for 2 weeks. They just want it at their door. Right? Yeah.
So on one hand, you're dealing with housing crisis. On another hand, you have a shortage of skilled trades worker. On another hand, you're dealing with these new tariffs now, and then you're still trying out new different. Where do you get the time to do all this?
Sounds depressing when you say it all at once. Time, you just find. I don't know where you find the time. You don't
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah, yeah.
So you're running on 24-hour shifts every day.
For the most part, yeah, it seems to be. Yeah.
Would you say that your team around you was of any value and was helping you overcome these challenges that you face out of nowhere?
Oh, you can't do you one person can't do obviously what we do here. If it wasn't for our team, we would have nothing. It's
Mm-hmm.
surrounding ourselves by uh, self-motivated people that want to do it. It's the team that keeps it all going.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, this is Crossroads. This was the beast that I created or whatever, but it's not me doing every day. It's the team that we put in place around us
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
doing
Yeah.
it and keeping it going every day. So,
Absolutely, it's definitely a beast, and
yeah,
we're surrounded by a lot of beasts
yeah,
at the moment.
yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. If there's anything else that you would like to talk about, I would sincerely appreciate you to use the platform. If there's any specific topics, any challenges, any good things, anything that you'd like to cover.
I go on about challenges all day
Yeah,
long.
I'm open to it.
But
I'm open to
yeah,
it.
no,
I'm open to it.
there's nothing jumping on my head or anything
Yeah.
like that. But like I said, it's you don't grow and do anything without having a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you can't be scared of the challenge or the obstacle. Like, if you look on our wall here, and like it's no obstacles, only opportunities. Like
Mm-hmm.
that we write on the wall here. It's at the restaurant. It's there. It's like every obstacle is a new opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are going to, if you're going into a trade, if you're going into this, if you're starting your own business, you're going to run into obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
But if you let them stop you, then you're done. But use them as an opportunity, learn from it, and keep on going. Right. So
I'm assuming there's expansion plans beyond New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI.
we have some plans, but it's right now it's kind of a matter of which is the best path to go. And like everyone, like Crossroads name came from one day I was sitting there, and it was like, which road am I going to take? It's that everyone
Hmm.
thought it was because where the original location was, but it's not. We were at a crossroads in life. Right
Mhm.
now our company, our growth is at a massive another crossroads, and it's which way are we going to go? Like,
Mhm.
it's for expansion, for growth right now, to sit here and say, yeah, we have our growth plan planned out. We don't, because stuff changes so fast
Every
and
day.
every day. Yeah.
So, and when you're saying you're standing on a crossroad, um, it's either way is growth, and it's either way it's gonna be good.
Right.
That's what you're referring
Right.
to, right?
Yeah.
Because some people may think if it one's good and one's bad.
Right now there's no. I don't think there's no bad in the growth side of it. It's
Mhm.
there's demand for everything. And it's just which way do we want to grow it and take our, and it's, and that gets involved too, is it can't just be what I want to do, it's what your team wants to be doing as well, or has the skill set to do as well.
With this note, we're going to put an end to it. Thank you for watching the episode 6 of Shake Hand Take Names. If you are interested in getting into skill trades, shoot me a message and I'll help you get connected with a person in your skill trades of interest. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. And if you're an upcoming graduate in Colchester, Cumberland, or Pictou, and you're looking to get connected in the career that you want to get into, please reach out to me on my website, northnsconnector.ca.